Time has a strange way of erasing the details. Faces blur, voices fade, but sometimes a photograph survives, a frozen heartbeat of another century. These are not portraits of kings or famous inventors. They are the quiet, forgotten snapshots of ordinary life, people who never imagined their image would one day whisper across time. These are vintage photos of everyday life from 1900 to 1950, forgotten moments revealed again. Our story begins at the dawn of the 1900s. In a small Parisian cafe, a waiter in a crisp white apron serves steaming coffee to early morning patrons. Outside, horse-drawn carriages clatter on cobblestones, and women in long dresses gossip beneath parasols. Electric light is still a novelty, and photography itself feels almost like magic. This image, taken around 1901, shows the calm before modernity swept in, when time still moved at the rhythm of footsteps and conversation. A few years later, in 1905 New York City, a group of street children are caught mid-laugh by a photographer from the newly formed National Child Labor Committee. They sell newspapers on corners for pennies a day, yet their smiles are genuine, a rare innocence in an era of harsh survival. Their laughter, immortalized on film, reminds us that joy often blooms even in struggle. In rural Japan, around 1907, another photo tells a different story. Two women in traditional kimono bend over rice fields, their reflections shimmering in the water. Industrialization is arriving fast, but here, life continues as it has for centuries, rooted in land, ritual, and rhythm. This simple image captures the timeless harmony between people and the earth before machinery transformed it forever. By 1910, a photo from Berlin shows a tram packed with commuters, men in bowler hats, women in elegant coats, children staring curiously at the camera. The modern city hums with life and industry. There's pride in this picture, the optimism of a Europe that believes the new century will bring endless progress. No one could imagine the dark clouds already gathering just a few years ahead. In 1910 New York, an ice delivery man carries a heavy block over his shoulder. Before refrigerators, ice was life, keeping food fresh, drinks cool, and homes comfortable. These men worked long hours, climbing endless staircases in the summer heat. The photograph freezes a profession that melted away with time, one that quietly kept cities alive before electricity took its place. Across the Atlantic, in 1912, a young couple poses proudly beside their first automobile. It's a Ford Model T, the machine that would reshape daily life. They wear their Sunday best, even though the dirt road stretches endlessly behind them. This image embodies the spirit of mobility, ordinary people suddenly free to travel farther than their grandparents ever dreamed. 1913, London. Women hang laundry between narrow brick walls, children chasing one another beneath the dripping lines. It's a humble ritual, washing, scrubbing, drying, yet this image shows the rhythm that sustained families before machines and detergents simplified it all. In this quiet courtyard, daily life unfolds with a grace history rarely records. Then comes 1914. A haunting photograph shows soldiers leaving home in London, waving from train windows as their families cry on the platform. The Great War has begun. The photo captures a world still unaware of what's coming. The trenches, the gas, the loss. For a brief second, it's just a cheerful farewell. Within a year, most of these faces would be gone. The image is less a record than a goodbye, one that history nearly forgot. In 1918, another scene emerges. Nurses stand outside a makeshift hospital in Kansas during the influenza pandemic. They wear cloth masks and tired expressions. Behind them, cots line the walls, filled with soldiers returning from war, now fighting a new invisible enemy. It's a chilling reminder that even a century ago, humanity faced the same fragility we do today. As the 1920s begin, the tone shifts. Summer 1921, a family picnics by the riverbank in France. A wicker basket, laughter, sunlight on water. After years of war and illness, such ordinary joy feels sacred. This photograph radiates relief, a nation finally breathing again. It reminds us that even after the darkest nights, people always return to life, to food, to family, to the simple joy of a day outdoors. A photograph from Chicago, 1923. Young women in flapper dresses pose with cigarettes and laughter outside a jazz club. The war is over. Life feels like a celebration. Their bobbed hair and defiant smiles mark a revolution in spirit, a generation refusing to be bound by the past. This image is freedom, rebellion, and modernity captured in one click of the shutter. Meanwhile, in rural France, a farmer and his wife are photographed tending to a vineyard in 1925. Their hands are stained, their faces sunburned, yet their expressions are content. The world races toward industrial progress, but here, the traditions of the land remain unchanged. It's a quiet portrait of endurance, proof that progress and simplicity can coexist. A few years later, 1927 New York. The skyline is growing upward. A construction worker dangles from a steel beam hundreds of feet in the air, smiling casually at the camera. He has no safety harness, no fear. These men built the cities we still marvel at today, yet most of their names were never recorded. This photograph is their monument. Then, 1929. A bread line in Berlin. The Great Depression ripples across the world. Men in coats and hats stand silently in line, waiting for a bowl of soup. A few years earlier, these same men might have been businessmen or clerks. Now, they are united by hunger and uncertainty. The image is stark, not just of poverty, but of human dignity enduring collapse. Norway, 1931. Fishermen haul heavy nets onto the dock, their hands rough and clothes drenched with salt. The sea has fed generations here, long before industrial trawlers. This photograph captures a world of endurance, men whose livelihood depends on the tides and weather, a reminder that for millions, everyday life was as unpredictable as the sea itself. By 1932, we find a photograph from London, a milkman carefully delivering bottles through thick morning fog. He pushes his cart with quiet determination. Even in hardship, routine continues. It's the poetry of survival, small acts of duty that hold a society together when everything else trembles. In 1935, Dorothea Lange captures her famous migrant mother in California. A weary woman stares past the camera, children clinging to her shoulders. She is nameless to history, yet her face becomes an icon of the Great Depression, the strength and sorrow of millions distilled into one human gaze. It's not glamour, but truth, the kind that demands to be remembered. Around the same time, in Moscow, 1936, a photo shows schoolchildren practicing air raid drills in a courtyard. They laugh and treat it as a game, unaware of the growing storms that will soon engulf Europe. This single frame, innocent on the surface, holds the uneasy tension of a continent on the brink. London, 1939. Children walk to school wearing gas masks like tiny soldiers. Their eyes peer through round lenses, their laughter muffled. It's one of history's strangest sights, innocence adapted to terror. For them, air raids and shelters were normal. The photograph feels surreal, yet heartbreakingly human. A generation growing up with fear as part of daily routine. By 1941, an American image shows a family gathered around a radio. The father listens intently to a broadcast about Pearl Harbor. The children stare at him, sensing that life has just changed forever. This picture freezes the exact second innocence ends, when a domestic living room becomes a front line of emotion and fear. Ukraine, 1941. Women bend over golden fields under a vast summer sky. Their husbands and sons are at the front, yet the harvest must go on. The land feeds soldiers and civilians alike. This photograph captures resilience, women turning survival into duty, grief into labor. Amid war, the fields remain eternal, demanding their care no matter who holds the rifles. Another, from 1943, shows a woman working in a factory, rolling up her sleeves beside heavy machinery. She's one of millions stepping into roles once reserved for men. Her smile is weary but proud, a symbol of the women who powered wartime economies and changed gender expectations forever. A single photograph speaks louder than propaganda ever could. That same year, in Brooklyn, a group of boys plays baseball in an alleyway. Their shoes are torn, their bats handmade, but the joy is pure. While the world burns, childhood persists. Moments like these remind us that even during chaos, the instinct to play, to laugh, to live, never dies. Then, 1945, the war ends. A photo from Times Square shows a sailor kissing a nurse, surrounded by cheering crowds. The image becomes one of the most famous of the century. It's a spontaneous outpouring of joy, but also exhaustion. The world finally breathing again after 6 years of darkness. As peace settles, a new era begins. 1947, India. A man stands in a crowded station during partition, his face a mix of confusion and grief. He holds a small suitcase, perhaps all he owns. This photograph tells a universal story of displacement, of millions forced to start over as borders are redrawn. The mid-century world is reborn, but not without pain. In 1948, a young couple in post-war Tokyo is captured walking hand in hand beneath neon signs. Japan is rebuilding, modern life returning. Their Western-style clothes contrast the rubble still visible behind them, a quiet metaphor for renewal. The war is over, yet its echoes shape every step they take. Then, 1949. A British street photographer captures a line of children chasing a tram down a cobbled road. Their laughter fills the frame. To them, the world is exciting again. The ruins are playgrounds, and tomorrow holds promise. It's a hopeful image, showing how quickly humanity learns to dream again. Rome, 1949. A street photographer waits by the fountain, his vintage camera poised on a tripod. Lovers, tourists, and locals pass by, some pausing for a portrait. In a city once shattered by bombs, smiles return. Small, hesitant, but real. The camera, once used for war documentation, now captures love again, a perfect symbol of healing through art. As the 1950s begin, color photography slowly enters the scene. Tokyo, 1950. A market vendor arranges vegetables beneath a handmade awning. Around him, the streets hum with new life. Bicycles, chatter, color. Only a few years earlier, this area lay in ruins. Now, commerce and community return, piece by piece. This photograph shows rebirth not through monuments, but through ordinary work. The slow, steady pulse of a nation learning to live again. A 1952 photograph from the United States shows a family gathered around a new television set. The glow lights their faces with wonder. Technology bringing the world into living rooms for the first time. It's the beginning of the modern media age, when reality and imagination merge through a screen. Across the Atlantic, 1953, a London milk bar buzzes with youth culture. Teenagers in bright dresses sip milkshakes, listen to jazz, and talk about movies. It's ordinary, yet extraordinary. The first glimpse of post-war optimism. For the first time in decades, an entire generation can simply enjoy being young. In 1954, an Italian photo shows a woman hanging laundry between two apartment buildings as children play below. Sunlight filters through the sheets. It's simple, peaceful, and beautiful. A quiet victory of normal life after half a century of upheaval. Every wrinkle of fabric feels like proof that the world somehow survived. And finally, a photo from 1955 captures a group of friends at a diner. Chrome stools, jukebox, laughter. They could be anywhere. Chicago, Berlin, Tokyo. The fashions differ, the accents change, but the spirit is the same. After decades of war, depression, and reconstruction, the ordinary moment once again becomes something to celebrate. Each of these photos is a small miracle, not because of who's in them, but because they survived time itself. They remind us that even through wars and revolutions, people still lived, laughed, and dreamed. The past isn't gone. It's alive in every smile, every street, every flicker of light on film. If you enjoyed this journey through forgotten moments, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.